Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Generalist. Today we will be reviewing the Vauxhall Zafira Tara Turbo. So let's dive right in. Before I start the review, let's have a look at some of pictures of the car. First thing that I will talk about in this review is the central control stack, and starting with the little screen. Now this is the pre-facelift model. The car was facelifted in 2017 where it got the bigger screen. However, in a car like this, you don't really need a bigger screen, and as you can see there, that this car has Bluetooth in it, and it has DAB radio and navigation. You can use your phone, so you don't really need the bigger screen. Moving down, you can see that there are a lot of buttons. However, the buttons are large and clearly labeled, labels that are easy to read, and also the buttons, they feel nice and solid. And like the volume control, so you change the volume and it resounds with a nice click, so it feels really nice. Moving further down, you can see the climate control. Now this car has single zone climate control, however it has air conditioning, which is a good thing, and again it feels quite nice. The fan control feels even nicer. The buttons are all nice to press. Moving down, you have a cubby there, and as you can see, it fits my phone case, and my phone is a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, so it's quite a large phone, but it fits easily in there. Moving down again, you see the gear selector, and surprisingly you can put this car into manual mode. So you put it back and put it to the right, and then you can change gears by moving it down and up, which is kind of strange, but oh well, this car has that feature. Moving down again, you get two cup holders, of one of smaller size, the other one bigger. And then moving back further, you get a sliding armrest, which is a good feature once again. Now, one complaint I have about this interior is that the dashboard is quite towards the driver. I'll mention this further when I'm driving, but keep that in mind. Yeah. And then we have the glove box. The glove box is of decent size and it feels nice and weighted. And you have another storage space here, however I don't know what that can be used for. And then you move on to the door side, and you got a nicely designed handle and nicely designed arm grab here. And then you have a quite large door bin with room for a large bottle of water, juice, or whatever you want to drink in your 7-seater Vauxhall Zafira Tara. Now we move on to what's in front of the driver. Now, as you can see, the dials are analog, however they are clearly laid out with the rev counter on the left, the speedometer on the right, the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge, all nice and clear and very easy to read. Now on this side you have your indicators, and you can change you can control the little screen in the middle from here. And these feel very nice, nice quality. You have your cruise control stuff here, your Vauxhall badge obviously in the middle, and then you have your infotainment. So you have your volume control here, telephone, pickup, decline, and stuff like that. Now when this car starts up, it does a funny little dance with the dials. Have a watch. In the back seat, and the first thing I immediately noticed is that I don't have any knee room at all. Now this is because the driver's seat is in my usual driving position, and I'm quite a tall person. And this is one of the negatives. So in a car like this, for example, Ford Galaxy, Volkswagen Charan, Seat Alhambra, you have much more room than this. However, what I can't complain about is headroom. I have a hand's width worth of space between my head and the roof. However, there's another negative issue there. And this sloping roof, you can bang your head against it very hard, which is another negative of this car. However, one positive is that you can slide the seat forwards and backwards, so if you need more boot space or more room for the people in the backmost two seats, you can have that. Also, the seats have pockets which are quite deep with a lot of space in them. However, the door cubbies in the back are much smaller than the front. They're essentially pretty useless. You can't put anything in there. And then on the roof you have the light controls here. Press them, light turns on. Pretty simple that. Now in the boot area, as you can see, with the rearmost two seats folded, it's quite a big space. Also, you have useful hooks on both sides here and here, and also you have a deep space on both sides here and there. Overall, this is quite a practical boot. Now let's move on to driving. So, driving the 2016 Vauxhall Zafira. First thing you notice is that you sit up quite high, so you get a good view out of the front. Also, the windows are quite large, and the wing mirrors are large as well, so you get good visibility. And the second thing you notice almost immediately, that this car doesn't let you put the foot down. If you put the foot down, it goes immediately, and that's kind of surprising, considering this is only a 1.4 litre engine in a 7-seater medium-sized MPV. So yeah, that's surprising. And also, what's also surprising is the part of the suspensions, the comfort. This car is very comfortable. You hardly notice bumps. Only the most bigger potholes or bigger imperfections in the road you can feel. Otherwise, this car is pretty comfortable. The seats are nice and good. You get lumbar support as standard, and you get plenty of back support. The seats hold you in place, and it's a doodle to do long journeys in this car. Moreover, the steering is very light. You can direct the car anywhere, anytime you want, and dare I say, it's quite fun to drive. It's fast, comfortable, nice steering. The one gripe that I said I would mention later is the dashboard. The dashboard is quite far towards the driver, so the windscreen is quite far away, and sometimes you can't make out where the bonnet actually is. You can't see the bonnet, but that's a minor gripe only for parking. And to counter that, this car comes with standard parking sensors, so that's not much of an issue. So overall, this car has excellent driving dynamics. It's comfortable, has room for 7 people with luggage, and basically is all the car you could ever need. And yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, how it compares to rivals. So I've experienced the Ford Galaxy. To be fair, I didn't like it. Even though it's bigger, it has more room for people and luggage, it's just not as fast, as comfortable. I mean, you can hear the road very clearly in that, and it's not as comfortable as this at all. Now it's time for my verdict on the Vauxhall Zafira Tara. I give this car a solid 8 out of 10 because I like how it looks. It looks much better than other standard MPVs, as previously mentioned, like Ford and Volkswagen. However, the only MPV that I think looks better than this is the Citroen Grand Picasso. However, that's not much reliable at all. Moving on, I also like this Zafira because of its strong engine. However, there it loses 2 points. The engine is very thirsty. On a good run, I get 32 miles per gallon off this car, which is too bad. It's too bad for a car like this. This car is meant to be affordable to run and to buy, and for that, it should be more fuel economical. However, overall, I really do love this car. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like. See you next week.